This is Optimal Living Daily, episode 643, How to Make Simple Your Superpower by Lisa Avellan with NoSidebar.com. And I'm Justin Malik, your very own personal narrator. Welcome to the podcast where blogs are read to you, kind of like an audiobook, but more like an audio blog. And today features an author from No Sidebar. Before we get to it, I want to mention I got an email the other day from a listener who loves the show, but not a fan of the ending music. And I totally understand. I get it. Some people like it, some people hate it, others are indifferent. You can get the ending music removed and all the ads removed or any kind of promotional material removed by becoming a patron of the show at just 7 cents per episode. I think it's actually less than that. It's $2 per month. So if you can afford that and want to help out this show and or don't like the ending music or the ads, that's a great way to make everyone happy. Just go to oldpodcast.com/help to check it out. But back to today's episode, this is a new post from No Sidebar from an author we haven't yet heard. Lisa actually has her own simple living site too. It's called simpleandsoul.com, so you can check that out. But for now, let's hear her new post as we optimize your life. How to Make Simple Your Superpower by Lisa Avellan with NoSidebar.com. If you could choose a superpower, what would it be? At the risk of sounding like a youth pastor breaking the ice with a group of self-conscious teenagers, what superpower would you prefer? What would be the most useful, fun, or powerful in your life? I don't know how to answer this question, mostly because I would need about 6 different superpowers to get done everything I'd like to. Invisibility would be great when I'm introverting real hard, and flight would be super helpful when I'm running 10 minutes late for school pickup. I definitely wouldn't want mind reading because my own mind is scary enough, but I think the superhuman deduction powers of Sherlock Holmes, Benedict Cumberbatch version obviously, would be awesome when I'm trying to solve the mystery of the lost sippy cup. Since none of these superpowers seem to be manifesting in my life, I've spent the last couple of years searching for a real solution to simplify my life. Superpowers or not, there had to be a better way to make it through the day without overwhelm, exhaustion, self-rejection, and restlessness. What I discovered changed everything. Quote, "To have what we want is riches, but to be able to do without is power." George MacDonald. I used to think I was unhappy because I didn't have the right personality or body. I thought I was dissatisfied in life because I wasn't as funny or talented or beautiful as others. I even thought that I had to change who I am, constantly morphing my personality to fit in with the social situation at hand, rejecting and betraying my own self-worth. I thought I needed the right clothes, a nicer car, and a bigger home. It seemed that was where the power of a contented and full life was found. It was exhausting. What I really wanted was more of what everyone else had, instead of accepting what I had within me all along. In reality, I was powerless to create the life I wanted because I was striving for more and bigger and better. The power to create change in my life didn't come from satisfying all of my wants, but from the ability to want less, to simplify. Although they aren't superhuman powers, here are some ways I discovered power in simple living. Number 1, do without. The ability to do without is a power rooted in gratitude. This world tells us that we should have rather than be. But the more we pursue how to be, the more we accept that we are enough. We can live without that thing or that personality trait we envy or the perfection we strive for, because gratitude is acknowledging enough. When we do without and cultivate gratitude, we interrupt the constant feed of advertisements and comparison because nothing can stand against the power of a heart full of thanks. Number 2, choose less. I've been experimenting with less lately, not just doing without, but to choose less in the everyday. Less busyness, less numbing out with distraction, less food, less convenience. I ask myself, how much do I really need, instead of indulging in what I merely want? Sometimes I don't need any at all. Other times, indeed, I am satisfied with less. These small decisions aren't heroic, but they remind me throughout the day that I have the power to take back my life and design my own definition of happiness. Number 3, live small. I spent many years with the belief that bigger was better. I'm not the only one either. The average American home has more than doubled in size since the 1950s, and SUVs are more popular than ever. but it doesn't seem to be making us as a society any happier. A large home takes a lot of time and money to maintain and often attracts more clutter. Perhaps the bigger our things are isn't the way to contentment, but it's in the small spaces where we create an intentional life. I didn't move to a smaller home or purchase a smaller car, but I stopped wishing for bigger and better. I realized our house is just right for now. Our old cars are just fine, and they're all more than enough. Number 4, go slow. I saw an image on Facebook that said, "Stop the glorification of busy." Slow is where we become present to our life, where we appreciate the small, magical moments of life. Busy is a distraction from the beauty happening when you aren't there. It's too easy to feel trapped in the cycle of chronic busyness, as if we are unaware that we are in control of our time. Harness the power of saying no to invitations, delegating tasks to others, and setting boundaries. Number 5, pick the few. Greg McEwen says we have to choose our vital few from the trivial many. I simplified my life because everything felt like a priority, while the true and most important things in my life were given my leftovers. I put more energy into the trivial, while my vital few, my husband, kids, and soul care, had to settle for crumbs. Simple living orders your priorities properly and allows you the power to say no to the non-essentials. If I had to choose a superpower, I'd choose a simple life. To do life simply is real power, not to deprive ourselves, but to liberate. When you take away the power of the world telling you who to be and you're just you, you don't need the riches of fulfilling your wants. You are grateful to do without, to do with less. You just listened to the post titled, "How to Make Simple Your Superpower" by Lisa Avellan with NoSidebar.com. I had to ask her how to pronounce her last name. Hopefully I got that right. Again, she's one of the writers for No Sidebar, but has her own site, simpleandsoul.com. And now this is where the ending music and Dan's mention of Optimal Finance Daily would usually start. If you don't like hearing that, but like the rest of this show, a great option for both you and me would be to contribute less than 7 cents per episode or $2 a month to have that removed, plus all of the ads and promotional content removed. And if you choose to contribute more than $2, there are even more benefits, like handwritten cards from me, plus that level actually has other secret bonuses that I don't even mention because most people don't contribute at that level, so I can go above and beyond for those people. But anyway, if you're interested in any of that, you can find Optimal Living Daily on Patreon, and the shortcut link is oldpodcast.com/help. And that's it for today. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the Friday show tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.
Hey, this is Dan from the Optimal Finance Daily podcast, which is a lot like this show, except more focused on personal finance. Justin handpicks the best posts he can find from blogs and authors like Ramit Sethi, Mr. Money Mustache, and more, and I read them to you 5 days a week. So if you enjoy this podcast, come on over and subscribe to Optimal Finance Daily too. And together, we'll optimize your financial life.
You've been listening to Optimal Living Daily. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on each new episode and head to oldpodcast.com. That's OLDpodcast.com for a free gift as well as more actionable tips and resources to help you maximize your potential. Thanks for joining us, and remember, your optimal life awaits.